Now, in the wake of the Me Too and Time's Up movements, the film industry is shining a spotlight on women in film. Now, this French movie, Lutine, hits theatres this week. It's an independent flick, written, directed, produced by and starring Isabelle Brouet. The story is unconventional, to say the least.
You could say that. I think it is unusual. There aren't a lot of films out there about polyamory, which is the practice of being in loving relationships with more than one partner with the full consent of all parties concerned. No sneaking around, no jealousy. Nobody says it's easy, but apparently it actually can be done. I love this director's first feature back in 2004, The Pleasure Is All Mine, starring Marie-Jolaine as a sexually active young woman whose clitoris goes on strike from one day to the next. It was a very novel comedy. French female directors, it's worth remembering, have been making very forthright films for decades, and The Pleasure Is All Mine was infinitely more enjoyable than two way out there in-your-face, borderline inane feminist diatribes that got lots more attention around that time. Catherine Breillat's dour romance, and co-directed by two women, the gritty, violent, morally bankrupt Baise-moi, the translation of which I can't say on television.
Right.
Brouet decided to make this film Lutine when 10 years went by and she wasn't able to get another project off the ground, so she decided to self-produce and co-star in a freewheeling comedy about polyamory. Here she is in the film that's sort of within the film.
J'avais beau être prévenu, mais c'est quand même dur de t'imaginer avec un autre. De savoir que tu prends du plaisir avec un autre.
Je comprends.
Attends. Ouais, excuse-moi 2 secondes. Mais ça, c'est une vraie scène?
Bah oui.
Ça. Donc tu lui as vraiment dit que tu avais pris du plaisir à m'embrasser?
Ben oui, enfin le polyamour c'est d'être honnête, non? Enfin la moindre des choses c'est pas se mentir. Je sais pas, enfin tu trompes ta femme toi.
Ouais, enfin il y a des limites à l'honnêteté. C'est une chose d'être d'accord avec le principe, mais c'en est une autre d'entendre tous les détails.
Lisa, the film fuses documentary and fiction. Does that combination work?
This film didn't do that much for me personally. However, I am absolutely positive, based on the audience I saw it with, that it will inform and entertain others. And I am full of admiration for anybody who gets a film made on their own terms, on a shoestring budget. The film's been shown at festivals and polyamory events literally all over the world, and it won 2 major awards at the Vancouver International Women in Film Festival. If you want to dazzle your friends on the topic of polyamory, Françoise Simper appears in the film. She coined the term lutinage, from which the film takes its title. She's been in polyamorous relationships for over 40 years, has written some books, and she had wondered why it's supposedly inherently better to love just one person rather than several. So she says if you went to a therapist and says, I have just one friend and I absolutely don't ever want another one ever, well then the therapist would say, you're really pathologically possessive. So it makes sense extended to romance, and for most people, easier said than done. As this movie investigates, so more power to it.
Well, it certainly sounds intriguing, Lisa.